In a world filled with negativity, it becomes essential for each of us to break free from these values, decline and explore beyond our small or large circles for everything that allows us to see the world through a different lens, away from misery, tragedy, and sorrows that do not change anything in reality. This is the positive shift, a change towards a horizon that allows you to perceive reality differently. But how is this done? This is where the book, The Positive Shift, by Catherine Sanderson comes in, presenting the reader with a set of scientific and effective strategies and plans to enrich individuals within our societies with a happy life and good mental health. This is achieved through the utilization of psychological and scientific studies drawn from the author's personal experience. The Positive Shift, by Catherine Sanderson. In our daily lives, we rely on a set of thinking methods that help us confront the overwhelming amount of information we receive and are subjected to. Among these methods is the shortcut approach, where we understand the world and the environment we live in based on our personal experiences. For example, assuming that the more expensive item is always better than the cheaper one without considering the reality of the matter. Or the stereotypical images we receive from various media portraying seniors as gloomy individuals or suffering from memory problems. These are simple examples that highlight the danger of these shortcut methods based on stereotypical images that influence our daily behaviors. This phenomenon is known in the literature of psychology as the threat of stereotyping. Stereotypical images and shortcut thinking patterns become obstacles to our ability to focus on a specific task. When a person loses the ability to concentrate, tasks are not performed optimally. Bit to remember, shortcut thinking patterns rely on stereotypical images that affect daily behaviors. Negative thinking is destructive to mental health and has serious implications for human thinking and lifestyle. Regardless of the challenges we face in life, we must remain vigilant in being optimistic and positive whenever possible, as it is the only choice that gives each of us strength, generosity, and resilience. Although cultural and intellectual obstacles hinder this choice, especially in our societies, we can all learn to respond to life's challenges in more positive ways. This is achievable for each one of us by changing our thinking patterns through adopting specific strategies that give us the ability to change neural pathways in the brain, making this type of thinking more natural and habitual. Barbara Fredrickson, a psychologist at the University of North Carolina, pointed out this matter when she said, "Spending time learning self-generated positive emotion skills can help us become healthier, more social, and more resilient than we were." This means that no matter how frustrated we may feel about the nature of the conflicts governing this world, what matters is our response to it and how we deal with it. Bit to remember, positive thinking gives us the strength to face the challenges imposed by the nature of life. Human beings are distinguished from other creatures by the faculty of intellect and discernment, placing them among beings that compare themselves to others. However, despite comparisons appearing as a natural and inherent instinct within us, they come with drawbacks. Certainly, the human reliance on comparison is built on a set of considerations, most notably helping us understand our position among others and evaluating ourselves based on that. However, while social comparisons provide an effective way to gauge our level of success, they also generate many negative emotions, such as resentment, envy, and jealousy. There are many lessons to be learned from the dangers of social comparisons, with perhaps the most crucial lesson being the adoption of these comparisons based on flawed logic. That is, we often compare ourselves to people without knowing their true stories or supposed history. In comparison, we tend to focus on the external appearances presented by others or those they choose to showcase. The renowned economist Stephen Davidowitz once stated that people spend 6 times as much time doing the dishes as they do playing golf. But the tweets we find on Twitter about golfing are nearly twice as many as those about doing the dishes. Bit to remember, social comparisons rely on a set of logical fallacies. Life is not always a path strewn with roses. It encompasses both good and bad, kindness and cruelty. Every being is obliged to invest in everything and turn it to their advantage, no matter how it may seem negative or disrupt the serenity of their life. Among the challenges we face, we find that our lives, from birth to death, are exposed to various forms of illness, physical harm, separation from loved ones, and difficult circumstances that each of us experiences based on the type of thinking they possess. Everything that may appear to an observer as bad luck or a twist of fate can be transformed into a different perspective when thinking turns into a positive outlook to confront all that challenges us in this life. There is nothing that doesn't carry a positive aspect, no matter how hard one tries to hide it or turn a blind eye. For example, many people who have been diagnosed with cancer have transformed their lives in ways they never thought of. They changed their life priorities, making them more spiritual and faith-driven, and strengthened their relationships with those they love. According to Elizabeth Alexander, who lost her husband at the age of 50 due to a heart attack, she says, "Somehow, we must let adversity shape us to make our souls stronger and more beautiful." Bit to remember: adversities and shocks make our lives more spiritual and faith-driven.